Once again, crazy. We here. Once again, it is Friday for my weekend warriors. My camera battery's kind of low, my phone, so I'm not gonna be using this lapel the whole time. Once it gets to a certain percentage, fresh out of work, about to have a dope 3-day weekend. We heading to Atlantic City. Don't mind me, I'm just getting my energy back a little bit. Happy Memorial Weekend. Thank you for your service to all those that lost their lives in duty, fighting for this country, you know. It would be nice if it was a little cloudier, not cloudier, sunnier, I'm sorry. But maybe it's a good thing it's not too, the weather ain't gonna be too great over this weekend. Well, you mix holidays with the weekend, with rain, with sun, people lose their damn minds, man. So, in a weird way, maybe there's curtail the potential savagery of everybody that's enjoying their holiday this weekend. I'm in New England, East Coast, Northeast. Oh, it's supposed to be raining in New Jersey. That's where we going. Like, share, subscribe, add, do all that good stuff. I'm a little early today. It was good, Haley Page. And I just hope y'all all have a wonderful weekend. I might not talk too much today. Like I said, my battery's kind of low. Eventually, I'm going to have to take this lapel mic off. Because the way the receiver works for the lapel mics, you plug it into the same space that you charge your phone. So my phone is only at 27% right now. So, and it's a little warm out, so I'm gonna have to turn down my AC. And I don't even know why I'm messing around with it. I may as well just do that right now, just to ensure that I don't have interruptions. As a matter of fact, I will. The sound will sound a little different because, like I said, my battery is pretty low, and I don't want any interruptions while I go in on this topic. Give me 1 second. Let me improve this real quick. Yeah, y'all gonna give me. I just gotta hook the charger up if I can find my charger. Of course, my book bag would be on top of the cord that I need to plug in. Never tried these stunts while driving. I don't advise it at all. We're gonna get it together one way or another. We are plugged in. Let me know if it sounds too windy. Yeah, I had to take that off, man. I had to take that off. Because I want my phone to charge up. Plus, we're about to take a long-ass ride. My phone should have been charged up. That's my fault. That's a pre-production issue. That's all on me. I can't blame nobody. What up, WMK61? I'm gonna say what up to everybody that pop in. If I get an opportunity to read your name, I'm gonna say it. You know. And yeah, it's the weekend. Like I said, it's Memorial Weekend. Hopefully, anybody that has Monday off that works regular 9 to 5s, more than likely you got Monday off. So enjoy this much needed 3-day weekend. You know, this is my first 3-day weekend of the year. Like this bitch, almost been. Well, yeah, we're going to month number 6. Oh, you know what? I did have a couple of 3-day weekends. I did, but it was because God made it happen. Mother Nature. We had 2 major storms. I think one in January. I can't remember, and one in February. So it was both times. It snowed like real bad over the weekend to the point where like my street wasn't even plowed, and my job is an hour away, like 45 minutes. It's a 45-minute to an hour commute, give or take, you know, traffic, whatever. If there's no traffic at all, I can get there like 35, 40 minutes, but there's always traffic, so it is what it is. But fucking drop something. Whatever. I'll find it later. But yeah, those snow days were the only like. One more video, my people to waste time. What's up? What up, Janner Castro? You said make more. You trying to kill some time, or you say I'm wasting time making this video? I'm trying to decipher what it is that you're writing, but I'm driving home from work. For me, I don't think you direct that towards me wasting time. I do this to create content, to kill time while I'm getting home from work. Because there's 2 things you can be. You can be a consumer of content, or you can be a creator of content. Now, being a consumer of content, yeah, you can learn things here and there, but you don't really, you can learn things, you can entertain yourself. But if you're a creator of content and your content is actually good, not only can you positively affect people, but you can make money off of it too. And off of this, I don't make money just yet, but that's where you people meet. That's where you people come in. Like, share, subscribe, you know, comment, and y'all comment. That's what you're doing. You said you love my live videos. So WMK61. So you've watched me before. That's what's up. I appreciate it if you watched me before, because there's some people that they come in and they be watching me for like 15 seconds and say I love everything you do. I'm like, you just stop trolling. But if you're not trolling, if you're being serious, I appreciate it. But what does Memorial Day mean to me? I'm not in the military. I have a lot of friends that are in the military. I don't know of any friend that has died in the military, you know, but a lot of these freedoms, so-called freedoms that we have in America, and this style of life, like people can say that America sucks, but you know, at least we ain't driving around and like it's tanks rolling through the streets and landmines everywhere, and it's just like a literal military war zone. Yes, we got rough neighborhoods and people die, innocents die. You know, anywhere that you go in the world, there's going to be some type of calamity that befalls innocent people. But I would say, if you compare here to other countries, this place is relatively stable, and it is stable because of the military. You know what I mean? That's just my take on it. So, you know, condolences, and my heart goes out to people who've lost their loved ones to war, that were in the military, and a big thank you for your service to those individuals that passed away because they were soldiers of this country for whatever reason. You know, some did it for money, some did it because they was really patriotic. You know, some was probably, it's a family tradition, so they all joined the military. You know, everyone has different reasons as to why. You know, but condolences to those that lost their lives in war, and a big thank you for those that lay down their lives for the country. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Just whatever. Now, other countries who didn't benefit from our soldiers, they may see it in a different light. I don't live in those countries. I can only go based off of my experience here. You know, they can crap on America all they want. You know, when you go to other places where saying certain things could just get you thrown in prison or executed, America don't look so bad. When I was talking about, the title of this video is Pebble in the Pond. Me and one of my day ones, man, my boy Ant, who I've known since 1991. I've known him for 35 years, man, most of my life. It's funny, when I met him when I was like 12 years old. And it was him. Our crew was Anthony, my boy Ramon Moncho, aka Ramon, or Monchito. It's the other way around. Ramon, aka Monchito. Who else? Devin and Jemiah. Jemiah came last in the crew. Now, when I moved to Connecticut, I moved here from New Jersey. You know what I mean? I came from the suburbs of New Jersey, Pennsauken, to Hartford, which is straight hood. Even though I used to live in Camden, but I was too young to really understand the hood of Camden. All I really remember is the beautiful suburbs of Pennsauken. I had its issues here and there, but for the most part, that's what I remember. Moved to Hartford, instant culture shock, getting made fun of for like my vernacular and how I speak and stuff like that. And when you're always moving, you immediately get challenged by other kids in the neighborhood. And I was a lighter skinned black kid. I was the oldest brother in my family. I spoke very proper, so there was a lot of bullying. But eventually that calmed down after, the thing that really pissed me off is when I moved to Connecticut, what grade it was? I was in the 5th grade, but I was going to the 6th grade. In the early 90s in New Jersey, late 80s, early 90s, middle school started in the 6th grade. You understand what I'm saying? So I was so excited that I was about to go to middle school, but I had to move from New Jersey to Connecticut. But in Connecticut, middle school starts in 7th grade. Do you know how pissed I was once I got to Connecticut? That's the first thing that pissed me off, was the fact that not only did I not want to be in this tough, rough-ass city, but I had to be in an elementary school for one more year when I could have been in middle school, even though they both did 6th grade. But back then, even though I was about to be in middle school, I had my childhood crush that I was finally starting to get the courage to talk to, and stripped away. So I'm stripped away. I'm still in elementary school. I'm pretty much smarter than everybody in the damn. I was like a salutatorian, you know, without even really trying. You know what I mean? Getting bullied because of my intelligence, because of my skin complexion and all that. But like I said, I got through the 6th grade, finally got to middle school, happy, Fox Middle, had my little crew, everything was going good. You know, the bullying finally started to calm down. Then we moved to the south end of Hartford. Then I had to go to Quirk Middle, so I had to start all over again. Wasn't as much, but it was bullying here and there. But you know, that stuff, as you get older, that stuff starts to calm down. But so I had to start over and relearn everybody again, and that's when I met my boy Anthony. And long story short, me and Ant, was so similar as far as like we both like to write. We both like had creative writing minds. We both were logical. I was really into drawing. Something was going on over here. Like there's some type of traffic. Hopefully it's no accident. I was into drawing. He was into writing. He was basically my first real good friend. And me and him was talking, and I'm not going to give out full history. I already gave you guys enough. But he was texting me earlier, and he was saying how much I shaped his mind, how I influenced him in so many ways as far as his confidence and stuff like that. And I actually, basically, my whole crew of friends, I was a Jehovah's Witness when I was young. I was like strongly affiliated, and I basically convinced our whole crew to become Jehovah's Witnesses. You know what I mean? So I definitely had a lot of influence over my friends at a young age. And he was saying how his life would have been completely different if he never met me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of shaped and steered his mind in certain ways. And he did the same thing for me. And I told him, I said, reality, it's just like a pebble in the pond. He was like, how things would have been different if he had different people come into his life. And I told him, I was like, it's like a pebble in the pond, man. Basically, see your life or your experience as water. And the things that happen to it, the encounters that you have, the people that come into your life, is different things, different shaped stones that you drop into the water, so to speak. And so to answer his question, I was like, yo, if you never met me, or if a different person met you growing up, that's like a different stone being dropped into the water, and it will just create different waves. That's all it is. Some people that drop into your life are like a brick that creates a big splash. Some people that drop into your life is like a small stone. You understand what I'm saying? Some people that drop into your life are like a smooth stone that smoothly goes in and doesn't really affect anything. Some people that drop into your life, it's like boulders. You know what I mean? Like stone boulders. So I say that to say this. Just realize the potential that you have when you come into people's lives. And then you want to be that huge, you could be that huge stone that makes a huge splash, or you could be that small stone that barely makes any type of, you know what I mean? That barely makes any type of plot. But I can't even freaking think of the words right now. But and here's the thing too. You may be thinking you're like this huge stone that's coming to somebody's life, barely affects them. You may be thinking one small little thing you do towards somebody, not even know, a small joke or whatever, may mean nothing. But that could be like a huge meteor that's affecting their waters. So just, you know, what I'm saying is just to be conscious of how you are when you come to people's lives and what they could potentially mean to you. It could be something as a look that you give them, something like, you know, like the clothing that you wear. I think it's just a lesson of just being super aware and super conscious of what you say, how you look, how you carry yourselves. You never realize what you mean in other people's lives and how you can affect them. So just try to go and lead with love and try to be as positive as possible is what I'm saying. It sounds kind of corny. It's kind of cliche. But we are stones or meteors or boulders or pebbles to other individuals in reality and in life, man. So be conscious of that. You know, be conscious of how we make other individuals feel. I know it's an easier said thing than done, but I think if you're conscious of everybody's reality being a pool of water, and you're conscious of you coming into said reality and you being a stone of sorts, and you having an impact on their life gives their ripples, so to speak. I think just realizing that, having that inside of your mind, has the potential to make you more mindful with how you deal with individuals, you know? Always think, you know what I mean? Like somebody pisses you off or whatever, or something gives you like, you just want to lash out, just take a second to think about it. You don't want to be the bowling ball in the water, splashing the water out, making everything a mess. If you can hopefully avoid that, you know? Now, none by any means, none of us is perfect. None of us are perfect, rather. You still got to live life to the best of your ability. But all I'm saying is, you know, just be mindful of the impact that you could potentially have on others. And if you're going to impact somebody, try to impact them in the most positive way possible. Or if you don't want to deal with somebody, period, Stay away from their pond, their body of water completely, because now we getting deep. And I've said this before, because 70% of our body is water. 70, that which composes us is mostly liquid. We are literally walking water. So when somebody comes into your life and they affect you, that's literally like dropping a pebble into the pond of you. And that resonates and vibrates within you. But you can do the same to other people. Not only are we water, but we're also stone as well. We're carbon. Like I'm getting too deep. I feel like I'm getting a little bit too deep. I appreciate y'all liking. I appreciate y'all sharing and subscribing. Right now, my mind is on Atlantic City. I got to get to where I need to get to, and I feel a little distracted, but I think I gave y'all enough, and I'm gonna give you that much more this coming Monday. And as I say to all my up-and-coming comedians, my young comics, there's no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy gods have not given you anything new to scribe on that page, that is their way of telling you to work out, perfect, and edit the things that they already gave you. Stay away from the nonsense. Stay away from the foolishness. Stay away from the gossip. Stay away from the rumors. Focus on the funny. Lead with love. Life is not something that happens in spite of you. Life is an experience for you to behold. So get to beholding. With that being said, enjoy your Memorial weekend, everybody. I'll holler at y'all. Deuces.